Hello, I'm Peter Bergman. This is my official YouTube channel. I'll be updating you with the latest news, so please subscribe to my channel.
Welcome back to our channel. Today is a beautiful day to unpack the wildest, most unhinged drama Genoa City has to offer. We have a massive update to discuss today, so grab your favorite iced coffee and let's get straight into the breakdown. My jaw's literally on the floor right now. Besties, we need to hold a literal intervention right now. The 3 a.m. Bloodshot Eyes energy is completely taking over the studio right now because if this absolute madness isn't vented about immediately, spontaneous combustion is a literal guarantee. I am oscillating between pure, unadulterated hype and total, mind-numbing disbelief over the massive pivot the writers just dropped on our heads. We are talking about a plot twist so diabolical, so absolutely feral, that it makes every single corporate takeover look like child's play. If you thought the Newman family was just dealing with boardrooms and business deals this week, you are so wildly mistaken. We need to trauma dump this entire experience right now because the stakes have never been higher and the danger is literally coming from inside the house. Then, out of absolutely nowhere, the truth comes out, and it is not from the highly paid doctors at Genoa City Memorial Hospital. Is it just me, or did they completely fumble the bag on this one? We have been watching Nikki Newman suffer from this mysterious illness for what feels like an eternity. The doctors were scratching their heads, running useless tests, and basically shrugging their shoulders while the matriarch of the Newman Empire was withering away. But who actually steps up and cracks the case? Claire Newman. Yes, you heard me correctly. Claire, the former villain, the girl with the most chaotic backstory in recent history, is the one who puts the pieces together and discovers that Nikki is being actively poisoned. I am literally screaming into the microphone right now. Claire looked at the symptoms, looked at the timeline, and realized this was not some random bug or a relapse of a past condition. Someone is intentionally, maliciously, and systematically poisoning Nikki Newman, and Claire is the only one who had the brain cells to figure it out. No cap, Claire is carrying the entire Newman family on her back right now. Let's just take a quick storytime rabbit hole for a second because we really need to appreciate the absolute poetry of this moment. Remember when Claire first came to town? She was literally the enemy. She was part of that entire cult-like kidnapping plot, torturing the Newmans, and we were all sitting here thinking she was beyond redemption. The fandom was divided, the comment section was a war zone, and nobody trusted her further than they could throw her. We thought she was just another temporary antagonist who would be shipped off to a maximum security prison or a psychiatric facility. But look at her now. She has completely integrated into the family, and now she is the ultimate protector. She is the one saving Nikki's life. The character development is low-key, a masterclass in soap opera writing, and I am here for every single second of it. Wait, I'm literally yapping right now. Let's get back to the actual tea, because the aftermath of Claire's discovery is where the real chaos begins. Totally hyperventilating over the scene where Claire actually brings this information to Victor. Imagine the sheer terror and adrenaline pumping through her veins as she walks into the Newman Ranch, looks the most intimidating man in Genoa City dead in the eye, and tells him that his beloved wife is being poisoned. The tension in that room must have been thick enough to cut with a chainsaw. Claire laying out the evidence, pointing out the specific toxins, and watching the realization wash over Victor's face is the kind of cinematic gold that we live for. She didn't hesitate. She didn't second guess herself. She went straight to the top of the food chain because she knew that only Victor Newman could handle a threat of this magnitude. And let me tell you, the shift in Victor's demeanor was instantaneous. We are not talking about the calculated corporate Victor who plays chess with people's lives. We are talking about the primal, unhinged, fiercely protective husband who will literally burn the entire world to the ground to protect his wife. Mainly we need to talk about Victor's reaction because Victor going completely feral is the greatest thing on television right now. The mustache was practically quivering with pure, unadulterated rage. When Victor Newman finds out that someone has dared to touch a hair on Nikki's head, let alone slowly poison her right under his nose, all bets are entirely off. He is not calling the Genoa City Police Department. He is not calling Paul Williams or Chance Chancellor. Oh no, besties. Victor is taking the law into his own hands, and he is going to enact a level of vengeance that will be studied in history books. The sheer volume of the shouting that is about to echo through the halls of Newman Enterprises will shatter glass. He is officially on a warpath, turning over every single stone, interrogating every single employee, and launching a shadow investigation that makes the FBI look like a group of amateur detectives. The beast has been awakened, and whoever poisoned Nikki better start writing their will right now. Yet, this is where the timeline gets incredibly juicy and everything starts to connect in the most mind-blowing way possible. Hot take, but I am actually ascending because I finally understand what is happening at the Newman Ranch. The timeline notes clearly state that Victor is holding Matt at the ranch and refusing to let him leave. At first glance, we all thought Victor was just playing his usual power games, testing some random guy's loyalty for a corporate scheme. But no! Think about it! Why is Victor subjecting Matt to a rigorous psychological test of sincerity right at the exact moment Claire discovers Nikki is being poisoned? Victor thinks Matt might be involved. He is literally holding this man hostage, running a terrifying interrogation, and threatening to completely crush him if he doesn't prove his innocence. This isn't a job interview. This is a murder investigation conducted by Victor Newman himself. Then we have to look at the absolute psychological warfare Victor is inflicting on Matt. The timeline says Matt continuously asked for a shower, so Victor finally arranged for him to shower and get a fresh change of clothes. Besties, do not let that fool you into thinking Victor is being hospitable. This is classic textbook manipulation. Victor is letting Matt feel a false sense of security, letting him wash off the sweat of his panic, only to drag him right back into the hot seat. When Matt steps out in his new outfit, admitting he feels like a whole new man, he has no idea that Victor is basically fattening him up for the slaughter. Victor explains his grand plan to test Matt's sincerity, and the underlying threat is so loud it is practically deafening. If Matt is the one who slipped the poison into Nikki's drink, or if he knows who did, Victor is going to extract that information using any means necessary. The stakes are literally life and death right now. And while all of this high-stakes, life-threatening drama is unfolding in the shadows, what is Nick Newman doing? Nick is literally complaining about corporate politics. I cannot even deal with this level of cluelessness right now. Nick shows up at the ranch, sees Victor holding Matt captive, and instead of realizing that his father is in full-blown crisis mode, Nick starts whining about the Chancellor deal. Nick is actually standing there questioning Victor's bizarre treatment of Matt, and then pivoting to complain about how Victor giving Chancellor to Lily is going to hurt Nikki's feelings. Nick, your mother is literally being poisoned. She is fighting for her life against a lethal toxin, and you are worried about her feelings getting hurt over a CEO title? The dramatic irony is so thick, I am practically choking on it. Nick is completely in the dark, playing checkers while Victor and Claire are playing high-stakes 4D chess to save Nikki's life. Mainly, the contrast between the life and death poisoning plot and the corporate musical chairs is giving me extreme whiplash. Because on the other side of town, Lily Winters is popping champagne and celebrating a massive victory. Victor, in the midst of his feral hunt for Nikki's poisoner, actually honored his promise and handed Chancellor over to Lily. Lily is absolutely ecstatic, rushing to society to tell Kane Ashby the good news and asking him to step in and run the company for her. Kane is practically in tears, overwhelmed by the support of his twins regarding Malcolm's recovery, and now he is being handed the keys to the kingdom. It is all sunshine, rainbows, and corporate triumph for Lily and Kane. They are living their absolute best lives, completely oblivious to the fact that the man who just handed them the company is currently operating a black site interrogation facility in his living room to find out who is trying to murder his wife. The duality of this show is literally unmatched, totally spiraling over the suspects right now, because if Matt isn't the mastermind, who is? The list of people who want to take down Nikki and Victor Newman is basically a phone book, but poisoning is such a specific, cowardly method. It requires access, it requires patience, and it requires someone who can slip under the radar. Could it be a ghost from the past? Could it be someone currently smiling in Nikki's face at the athletic club? Victor's paranoia is going to skyrocket to levels we haven't seen in decades. He is going to lock down the ranch, hire a private security army, and probably have every single drop of water tested before it even enters the property. And Claire is going to be his right-hand woman in this investigation. She has the instincts of a survivor, and she knows how villains think because she used to be one. The grandfather-granddaughter detective duo is the team-up we never knew we needed, but now I literally cannot live without it. In conclusion, besties, the upcoming episodes are going to be absolute cinema. We are about to witness Victor Newman in his most dangerous, unleashed state, hunting down a phantom poisoner while juggling a literal hostage at his estate. We are going to watch Claire rise as the ultimate hero of the family, and we are going to watch Nick eventually have the most embarrassing realization of his life when he finds out what was actually happening while he was whining about Chancellor. I am literally counting down the seconds until the next episode drops. Sound off in the comments with your wildest theories on who the poisoner is, because my brain is a buffering wheel and I need your hot takes. Until next time, stay chaotic, stay obsessed, and never ever cross Victor Newman.
Thank you for watching my video. I will be updating regularly with the latest news, so please remember to subscribe to my channel to support me.